Welcome, everyone. I'm Robin Pence, Vice President of Public Relations at Choice Hotels International, and I'm delighted to welcome you here today to our event. This is a very exciting day for Choice Hotels and for Cambria Suites and for Washington. As a company that has its roots and its address in the Washington, D.C. area, Choice Hotels is very excited to roll out into the D.C. area our first Cambria Suites hotel, and to be part of a great urban revitalization story right here in our hometown. This is going to be the first hotel that bridges the Shaw community with the DC Convention Center, bringing with it hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars to this community. Cambria Suites, which you're going to hear all about in a moment, is a brand new, stylish, upscale hotel that's going to provide a much greater need for more hotel space and options for people who are both working and visiting the convention center and our great city. So we have a lot to share with you today, and you'll hear from many people about not only the hotel, its plans, but the future of this great neighborhood. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Michael Murphy, who is president of Cambria Suites with Choice Hotels. Mike?
Thank you, Robin. All right, Robin, you've got the code for today. You look great. So let's say hi to I'm going to put our cameraman on the spot here just for a quick minute. Sean, so I knew you knew I was going to do this, right? Sean just officially welcomed us to the neighborhood he grew up in. Sean, thank you very much. It's great to be here, my friend. Really appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for being here. D.C. Council members. Jack Evans, the D.C. Councilman, thank you for coming. The Neighborhood Commissioner, Alex Pedro. Alex, thank you. Linda Camacho from Maryland, thanks for coming down from Rockville. The Congressman Chris Van Hollen's office, thank you very much for being here again. Mr. Andy Furman, the project executive, big job for Clark Construction Group. Andy, thanks for being here. Greg Odell, President and CEO of the DC Convention Center. Greg. And Elliot Ferguson, President and CEO of Destination DC. We have got a proud new Cambria Suites ready for you to sell soon. And our friends and new neighbors from this beautiful district, we're thrilled to be here. Now, just so you can get your bearings, directly behind me, and you'll see this over the next few minutes, is where we're going to begin the construction on the brand new Cambria Suites. So it runs parallel to the O Street right behind me over here, and we'll go outside and take a look at it in just a few minutes. Speaking personally just for a second, it's a rare occasion in business when you get to be part of a great project that not only benefits your company, your business partners, but your friends and your neighbors in the community in which we all live. I've got a neighbor across the street, his name is Sam, and Sam keeps asking me, Murph, when are you going to build a Cambria Suites in our neighborhood? I'm proud to give a shout out to Sam. I told him what I was doing today, and he's so excited we finally got a Cambria Suites in our neighborhood. So thank you very, very much for all of your support today. I've been in the hotel business for over 30 years, and I've seen quite a bit happen. As a matter of fact, just in the month of December, we groundbroke. We were the first hotel company to groundbreak 3 hotels in 24 hours in the greater New York area. Today, I'm here once again, and we're hitting exciting new territory. We're taking on a new opportunity. I've also raised my daughter in this area lived here for the last several years. I've made my career here. So right now, I kind of feel like I'm the first at bat, if we want to use the baseball season right around the corner, in introducing Cambria Suites to Washington, D.C. And with a great team and an awesome development project, this feels like a home run in the making. All right. Choice Hotels came up with the idea for Cambria Suites because we recognized and seized an opportunity to meet the needs of not only today's business travelers, but today's leisure travelers as well. They wanted spacious, stylish, upscale, convenient, comfortable, and very, very important, affordable accommodations in the greater DC area. Cambria Suites is an all-new construction, all-suites, upscale hotel brand that delivers all of that and very much, much more. At Cambria Suites, just to give you an idea of what's coming, our guest rooms are larger than the standard or typical guest rooms you'll experience. Our spacious separation of work and sleep space in the guest rooms, complimentary Wi-Fi, in-room technology, and all the media hubs you're going to need to take care of your business needs. Business centers, we will have top-of-the-line fitness equipment, a restaurant and lounge, and an award-winning design, just to name a few. It is a perfect solution, excuse me, it is a perfect solution. I get kind of excited up here, so work with me. A perfect solution for travelers who visit this area, especially they want to convene at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center, where the hotels are definitely in high demand. In fact, right now, there are only 4,600 committable guest rooms in a 1-mile radius committable to the convention center. It's where the hotels commit to all the groups that are coming into the convention center. And as you can see by the halls, the size of the halls in the convention center, they can house over 42,000 attendees at one time. Elliot Ferguson, we've got a brand new Cambria Suites for you to help with those room blocks in that area, and we're thrilled to be part of the program. With so much going on here, people want to stay at the center of it all, and soon they'll have a great new hotel at the doorsteps of this convention center that is also convenient, as you know, to popular sites and public transportation like the Metro. Cambria Suites is the right hotel in the right place, entering this neighborhood during exactly the right time. Cambria Suites hotels normally outpace our customers, and what we like to talk about is likelihood to recommend. The ultimate testimonial for a business is when a friend recommends to a friend that you need to stay at that hotel, you need to eat at that restaurant, you need to enjoy that movie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that we are first in class throughout the country in intent to recommend for our customers in Cambria Suites. As a matter of fact, all of our hotels rank in the top 3 in TripAdvisor in their respective markets. And recently, TripAdvisor named the Cambria Suites in the Raleigh-Durham Airport the 3rd best airport hotel in the country of all hotels in Raleigh, North Carolina. Word of mouth is king, and Cambria Suites is leading in that conversation. Washington, D.C., this is your hotel, and it is our mission. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, very much. And it is our mission to keep this brand fresh and vibrant. Cambria Suites, Washington, D.C. will not only offer great amenities to guests, they will also count on the brand with urban interpretations of Cambria Suites' distinctive style localized to the community. Our designers have transformed this hotel into an urban retreat, complete with an outdoor lounge with a sleek fire pit and views out into the courtyard with plenty of green space. But it will stay true to the brand's signature look and appeal. We are so proud to introduce our business associates and friends from Concord Hospitality. Concord is a highly respected top-tier developer and is one of Cambria Suites' biggest supporters. They build and manage beautiful hotels and already have their hands in 2 of our New York properties. We are so grateful to have Concord and the entire team with us today. We'll hear from President and CEO Mr. Mark Laporte in just a few moments. And we also are very grateful to be working with Mr. Richard Lake and Roadside Development. They are the team behind this beautiful, highly anticipated mixed-use development, CityMarket at O. This has been a very ambitious project, but Roadside has done an exceptional job marrying the new with the old and maintaining the integrity of this rich history of this district. Thank you, Richard. We truly appreciate it. We'll hear from Richard in just a few more minutes. Between these heavy hitters, as well as our team from Cambria Suites and Choice Hotels, we have some serious bench strength. And I can't wait until the regular season begins when Cambria Suites, Washington, D.C. opens its doors and gets our game into full swing. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Yes, that's an invitation. Stay tuned. And speaking of serious sluggers, I am now honored to introduce our team's captain and VIP, who without this gentleman's leadership, we would not be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of Choice Hotels International, Mr. Steve Joyce. Steve.
Thank you. Okay, I'll try to make this brief. That's easy, though, because Michael covered most of the material I was going to use. I think the only 2 intros that I think we have missed is we've got Jeff Freeman here with U.S. Travel as well. Where's Jeff? somewhere there, Jeff. And then we also have Kathy Hollinger with the Restaurant Association of Metro Washington. Is Kathy here? Somewhere. Okay. So thank you for everybody coming down. As Mike mentioned, we did break ground on 3 hotels in New York within 24 hours. An industry first, we believe. Some called it historic, courageous. Some people go, what are you thinking? We're here not doing 3, but we're doing one of the most important ones that we've got in the system. We are blocks from the Capitol, part of urban revitalization, really a remarkable project, in a large part due to the vision of our partners here, particularly Richard. Look, I'm a D.C. native. I grew up on Maryland, Virginia side in D.C. I've been here all my life. Choice Hotels has had its headquarters in Silver Spring for the inception of the company. The company's roots are actually somewhat in D.C. If you didn't know, we were founded by the Bainhams, Stuart Bainham Sr., who walked here from his home in Cincinnati and became a D.C. cab driver because he was tired of walking. Saved up his cash, then started a successful Washington-based plumbing business, which would have been good cover for Undercover Boss. The Bainham family went on to start Choice Hotels International, and the company's been thriving ever since. So needless to say, this is our hometown, and we are rooted in this market. We live here. We've got history. We are personally invested financially and emotionally, financially especially, and it's great to be here in this neighborhood today with great partners. So those of you, obviously a lot of you know Shaw well, was once the thriving center for African American arts and culture. Duke Ellington lived here, but many of us, including myself, also remember this area as a sign of urban decay in the 80s and the 90s. But because of the many great churches of Shaw and the leadership of those churches and their members, the community held together, and today is experiencing a great rebirth. Councilmember Evans and the mayor were talking about how many groundbreakings they've been on the site, but they also recanted some shootings that happened just on the other side about a decade ago. So we are glad that that's come to an end and this is starting. We've got a number of representatives from the ministries here today with us. I understand Bishop C.L. Long and his delegation from the Scripture Cathedral Church are here.
There he is.
Thank you very much. As well as Frank Watkins from the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. Where's Frank? Is Frank here? Well, the Catholics have a few things going on, re-electing the Pope and all that. So, if you see white smoke, let us know. So today, Shaw is undergoing a tremendous resurgence, and you can see it month by month, largely anchored by the Washington Convention Center and approximately 1 million guests who visit there every day. I'd also like to give my call out to Greg and Elliot, saying, sure, you got that little hotel going on connected to your convention center, but this is where the people working it are going to stay. So we are very excited about the economic impact, about $400 million a year from that. Right now, the need for hotel rooms, particularly in a short radius, is big, particularly these kind of hotel rooms that allow people who are here to work those shows for an extended period to stay, plus tourism, plus everything else. We know Mayor Gray's commitment to boosting this economy through travel and tourism. He has helped in a lot of ways help this city grow. His economic development plan, which he unveiled last fall at the nearby Kennedy Recreation Center, is an example of the priority he's put and placed on drawing visitors here and the dollars they bring to the city. U.S. Travel Association has a nationwide campaign to promote the impact of travel called The Power of Travel, and it focuses a lot on D.C. Look, travel means jobs, jobs, jobs. It means money, and it also provides understanding of our city and our culture. Travel means business. The Power of Travel in D.C., welcoming record-setting numbers. 18 million people visited this city last year, who brought about $6 billion with them to spend. The average Chinese tourist visiting the nation's capital spends more than $700 a day. By constructing the suites, we're not only giving the visitors a place to stay, but they'll be infusing millions of dollars into the community. The demand for D.C. is higher than ever, nearly 75% compared to about 60% for the industry. And even with these hotels going up, demand is expected to outpace supply for the next few years. Demand means opportunity, which adds up to more money and more jobs. And we're seeing this really in the upscale segment. It's one of the most rapidly expanding segments in hospitality, and that is Cambria Suites home turf. We rolled out this brand. We knew we were delivering what many travelers want, which is a stylish, spacious, and upscale guest experience, which is welcome to all generations. And we still do. Choice has put $250 million so far behind this brand, and as a company, we've never made that big of a financial commitment, and it's paying off because developer interest, like the folks up here, and momentum have been extremely strong. Here's a snapshot. As we mentioned, we broke ground on 3 hotels in New York City, White Plains, and then 2 in, one in Times Square, 1 in Chelsea. We've got 1 in Miami under construction. We've got 1 in White Plains that'll open this summer. There's a hotel in construction near our new headquarters in Rockville, Maryland, where we expect to host people from around the world to come to do business with us. We just announced 2 hotels in Scottsdale and Dallas. So Cambria Suites is on a roll. There are 6 under construction, another 6 quickly to go, and we think we'll be at 18 to 20 hotels under construction within the next 12 to 15 months. So as a DC native, I feel pride in being able to bring a great guest experience to millions of people who visit the Washington, D.C. area and have our company represented here. I'm proud of this neighborhood's past and its promising future. I'm grateful for the incredible team of Cambria Suites and Choice Hotels, our friends from Concord Hospitality and from Roadside Development for the support of the leaders of this great city. As a matter of fact, I've been at Choice now 5 years. I think one of the first meetings I had was Richard on this project, which just goes to show he was ready to go. It took us a little while longer to figure it out. But I want to thank you so much for welcoming us to the neighborhood and for partnering us in the future. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Michael.
Thank you, Steve. So if any of you are wondering, you can tell the boss keeps us busy. There's no underestimate on that. And had guest to join us as I was presenting earlier, Muriel Bowser. Thank you very, very much. Congresswoman, thank you very much for being here today. Truly appreciate it. You know, we've been talking a lot in business. It's about partnerships, and it's about not just partnerships taking loosely, establishing deep, long-term relationships. The strength of Cambria Suites brands affords us the privilege of being able to partner with the best in the business. And our next presenter, I've known Mr. Mark Laporte for over 15 years. As a co-founder, president, and CEO of Concord Hospitality, one of the most highly respected hotel management and development companies in the industry, Mark epitomizes integrity and class. When Concord was first formed in 1985, Mark was one of 4 determined businessmen who owned, between them, 0 hotels. Today, Concord Hospitality portfolio has grown to more than 90 hotels in 24 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Concord hotels are among the most award-winning in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have it up for Mr. Mark Laporte. Mark.
Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be here with my friends, and I've known Mike for 15 years. I've known this other guy named Steve Joyce, I think, over 20 years.
When we were young.
When we were young, when I had hair, as I always say. A story like this, to be standing here before all of you, is really a story of collaboration, working with partners, working with people that are like thinking, working with people that see emerging communities and the colossal opportunity that can be out there for those who are willing to make a move. Certainly what the city has done in driving results is just awesome to us. And we, meaning Concord and our partners, I'm sure, are all thrilled to be before you because this is truly a renaissance. Ours is a company that looks for emerging markets. Ours is a company that has done it again and again across 25 states and 2 provinces. And it's unlike any other, I'll call it deal, transaction we've done before, because the size and the scope of this one, with really the opportunities that it presents in this market that is just flourishing, is astonishing for us, and we're thrilled to be part of it. We're thrilled to be part of a brand that is so forward-thinking, that is fresh, that resonates so well with guests. And we're certain that this will become a place within this community that will be known as for what it is, where it is, for what it looks like, the smart, great architecture, part of a bigger project that Richard Lake and his team has put in front of us, in front of you, is all about the future success. We have done a number of transactions as partners with Choice. In fact, this is our 6th. We have, I think this really makes a statement of Concord and our belief in a brand called Cambria, because between this hotel and the 2 that we're part of in Manhattan that are under construction represent over $150 million being invested in this new great brand. On behalf of my team, Concord, who numbers some 4,000 associates, one last time, we couldn't be prouder. We couldn't be prouder to be part of this community. Community is a word that has deep meaning to our company. It's one of our cornerstones. I think you're going to find that we have as much pride as anyone around here, and that we're going to help this community flourish even more to come in the future. Thank you all.
We've got a lot of comedians up here today. Mark, really, truly, thank you very, very much. As Mark indicated, there are so many boxes to check before going into a project of this magnitude. And the most important, as Mark said, is community. We feel very strongly that Cambria Suites is perfectly suited for the CityMarket at O development project. We found a like-minded partner in Roadside Development. The great success of this company is largely based upon forging deep and meaningful relationships with the communities in which they build. Like Cambria Suites, they secure strong support for their projects from the people who already live and work here. The strength of Roadside's portfolio speaks for itself. It includes, listen to this, more than 8.5 million square feet of some of the Washington region's most sought-after mixed-use space for retail projects. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Roadside Development co-founder and principal, Mr. Richard Lake. Richard.
Good afternoon. I'll make this very quick because I'm freezing. I don't know about you guys. Those heaters really should move closer. But anyways, I want to thank everyone for coming. And on behalf of my partners, Armin Spikel, Todd Weiss, Ben Soto, and Dennis Cotto, we're very proud of this moment. This is a long time coming. And as the council member was mentioning to me, we started this journey a long time ago looking at the TIF documents and thinking and envisioning what Shaw had to offer for this. I will tell you this right now, none of what you're seeing would take place without the city and the community's involvement. This is truly a public-private partnership. Without the vision of the mayor, without the vision of the council members that are sitting here, Mayor Bowser and Jack Evans, without the deputy mayor, Hoskins, without the folks at the CFO's office, without the folks in the planning department, this would not come about. We bought this property in 2001 as a rescue. This property was going through a very tremendous point of time. We spent a lot of time with Alex in his neighborhood and trying to understand exactly what Shaw was becoming. We always understood what Shaw was, but the transformation was amazing. And we were just our breath was kind of taken away from us when we saw all the activity and all the goals and aspirations that this community had. And so we're just very proud to actually be part of this community. And for us, that's what really matters to us when we do a project of this impact is the community. We want the community to make this yours. And so the comments of Mark and the comments of Steve and Mike are very important to us. When we were looking for a hotel to put on this corner, we went out and looked at a lot of hotels, and Cambria was very new. And I think, Steve, you are right. It was one of our first meetings. We went up to your Silver Spring offices. We sat down. And I came out of that meeting saying, this is the guy, this is the man, this is the company that I want to do this project with, because he was enormously passionate about the brand and enormously passionate about what it would bring, and he had flexibility. He understood that this was an evolving project. It was going to go through a lot of stuff. So I want to thank your team, Jim Cherney, Steve Soikis. I want to thank all the people who put their energies into this project. We're ecstatic about 182 Key Hotel coming into this corner, and we're very, very welcomed and very humbled that you guys chose to be our partners.
We're very fortunate to have the council members with us here this afternoon. I was talking to Jack a few minutes earlier, and he has some stories to share with us earlier tonight. It was fun to listen to this afternoon. It was fun to listen to them. I'd like to have Jack and Jack Evans, councilman, come up and say a few words. Jack, thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here today because I remember the very first meeting I had on this project with Pierre L'Enfant and George Washington. We met over here on the corner and talked about developing this site. Took a little time to get here, but we did get here eventually. So I want to take this opportunity to thank a number of people who have been a real big part of this project. First of all, someone we haven't recognized yet, the chairman of the ANC, Rachel Nigro. Right here, give Rachel a big round of applause. And of course, Alex Padro, the other commissioners here. Alex, great job. They have really led the neighborhood efforts in making this happen. Someone who's also been mentioned but can never be mentioned enough is Bishop Long from Scripture Cathedral. Give him another round of applause. Bishop Long, it's church right here at Scripture Cathedral, and I can't tell you the number of meetings, right, Bishop, that we have had in your church about the Shaw community and about this project as well. So thank you and your entire congregation for all the support you have done. You've been in this community, what, 200 years or something? I mean, you have really, you have really done a superb job in the Shaw community, and we really, really appreciate that as well. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor and his team, Mayor Gray, who has done a fabulous job as mayor and as chairman in making sure this project and a number of projects have gotten done around the city. We now have, and I'll let him speak to it, 55 plus cranes going on, but it was really the mayor's efforts that took this from the stages where it was to the reality of where we are today. So Mayor Gray, thank you very much for that. And my colleague Muriel Bowser is the new head of the Economic Development Committee on the council, but also has represented Ward 4 for a number of years, done a great job doing that, and I'm looking forward to working with her on the economic development projects that are coming up, and give Muriel a round of applause as well. And from my staff, I can't not mention Wendy Abdul Rahim and Sherry Kimball right over here, who and Wendy in particular has covered the Shaw community for me for 20-some years. And thank you for all that you have done to really make this happen. And Armand and Susan Linsky, I don't know where you're over here with Richard's group, give them a round of applause because they've really done a terrific job. So enough, everybody who hasn't been recognized, consider yourself recognized, because we could keep going on and on and on. But this is a great project for the Shaw community. I've represented this neighborhood for 22 years. As the mayor already said, now I am actually the longest serving member on the DC Council in the history of the council. Now I've achieved that goal, and we have seen enormous change take place in this community. Just across the street over here at the Kennedy Recreation Center, when I first came on the council, it was an isolated, really decrepit, abandoned playground that has changed to what it is today, one of the central focuses in the Shaw community for our children. And as you march from the south north, the City Center at O Street, the Convention Center Hotel, Kelsey Gardens to the north, the new Wathati Daniel Library, Parcel 42, which is now moving forward all the way up to the borderline with Ward 1 where the Wonder Bread factory is, and many projects in between. We have seen a real transformation in this neighborhood. But this project here is really the project at O Street is the center of the community. This will be the new center for the Shaw community. And when I look at it today versus what it was 22 years ago when the O Street market was abandoned, when the Giant was a very substandard supermarket and the rest of the neighborhood was really struggling, what we're going to have here now is just a fabulous addition. And we also have to keep in mind now, as the neighborhood does develop, it's very important that the people who lived here through the difficult times are able to remain here through the good times. And that is one of the hallmarks that we have worked with, and Mayor Gray, with his affordable housing approaches, has really gone a long way. You know, Mayor and I worked together when I first started on the council 22 years ago, and he was the head of the Human Services Department in the Kelly administration. And we've been working together for 22 years to make sure that the people of this city are able to stay here and benefit from the good times. And that's one of the hallmarks that we have all approached, and I know we are going to be successful at. I finally want to thank the people we're celebrating today, everyone from the hotel. You have taken a risk, you've taken a chance, and we really, really appreciate that, and we will be here to assist you in every way possible to make sure that this hotel is a success. So thank you all for coming out today. God bless, and we look forward to what? The ribbon cutting, which will be coming shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I learned a long time ago in business, when there's somebody in the room that's in charge of the Economic Development Council, you definitely want to be close friends with them right out of the gate. Congresswoman Muriel Bowser, come on up and say hello, please.
Well, thank you for that and for the promotion as well. Well, indeed. Well, I'm pleased to be here, Mayor, Councilmember Evans, and all of our friends from Choice Hotels and all of the hotel executives. We're just always delighted when we get new hotel rooms in the District of Columbia. We know what that means for the growth in our city and for attracting conventions and visitors and students and people from all over our country and indeed all over our world. So thank you very much for making this investment. I have served with Jack Evans on his committee over the several years, and I knew when he came with something for CityMarket at O Street, you just say yes. You just say yes. And so we started a long time ago with a lot of investments from the city, and it will be well worth it. And I'm so heartened to hear so many people talking about the history of this wonderful neighborhood. I spent a lot of time at that Giant because my grandmother lived for many years at that corner on 7th Street. And to see the plans for the new Giant really should make us all very proud. The deputy mayor tells me you call it the big Giant. The giant. And so I can't wait to come to this hotel. I can't wait to shop at the Giant. And I can't wait to see this become the new center of Shaw. So congratulations to all of the community members, to you, Councilmember Evans. I know this has been your focus for a number of years, and you should indeed be very proud. Enjoy, everybody.
Thank you very, very much, Councilwoman. Appreciate that. Revisiting, if I could, my baseball analogy from earlier, it seems appropriate that I welcome our next speaker to the microphone. Vincent Gray, too, plays on the hometown team, in fact, as we all know, he leads it. And having been scouted twice to play Major League Baseball, he knows a lot about strategy and teamwork. He also knows how important the hospitality industry is to this great city and has been a big supporter of Choice Hotels and Cambria Suites in Washington, D.C. He has demonstrated his deep commitment to the economic development through travel and tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Vincent C. Gray.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mike for such a nice introduction, and to Mark and to Steve and to Richard and to council members Evans and Bowser, to our ANC leaders, Nigro and Padro. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And yes, it is cold out here. I want to thank Mike for such a, that has been a fantastic baseball metaphor that you have spun the entire afternoon. A lot has already been said, and I'm not going to say a whole lot more because I think we want to get to the next stage of this. I do want to recognize, too, our deputy mayor, who does such a phenomenal job. He and I actually met each other only a little over 2 years ago, and we work so closely together now. And I want to say, Victor, what a great job you have done as the deputy mayor for economic development and planning in the District of Columbia. Thank you. And I think we've got at least another dozen groundbreakings that are coming up this year. Is that right? Thank you. How about a big hand for Victor Hoskins? I want to thank the people of Shaw, of course, because they waited, as Jack said. Let me see. How many years ago would that be if George Washington and L'Enfant were here, Jack? That'd be a lot of years ago, wouldn't it? That would be a lot of years, wouldn't it, Alex? In any event, people have waited patiently to be able to see what's happening now in Shaw. And I want to thank the people of Shaw also for being patient about the construction activity that's taking place. That'll be a far shorter period than it took us to get to the point of actually doing this. You know, there's so many facts that could be cited. You've heard a lot of data thus far, but to be able to move this project forward, to be able to have a project where people will be able to eat and shop, and obviously with the hotel coming, they'll be able to stay in close proximity to our convention center, which is one of the nicest in the country, in my opinion. It also will bring will bring 413 construction jobs and 400 full-time permanent jobs that will come with this project. We'll generate $130 million over 30 years of tax revenue for the people of the District of Columbia. $61 million of work from the project itself going to our CBEs in the District of Columbia. 44% of the contracts going to CBEs, and on and on and on. And also, you heard mention earlier, you heard it mentioned a couple of times of our 5-year strategic plan, our economic development plan. There are 6 visions in that plan. And this project, with the Cambria Suites and the rest of the O Street Market project, actually is fulfilling 4 of those visions. 1, making the city more business friendly, which is a continuing effort. Foreign investment. What do we have now? $60 million, I think, $60 million in EB5 investments here in the city, making us the destination of choice and doing what we want to do, and that is ending retail leakage here in the city. We have $1 billion of retail leakage in the city. And with the projects that have come online, and when this one comes online, we not only are going to end retail leakage, that is people going outside the city to spend their money, but I think we're going to bring more people into the city to be able to do that. So I want to congratulate again Choice Hotels International. That is pretty phenomenal. Did you say 3 groundbreakings in 24 hours? That is incredible. So we got 3, so we want to top wherever that was. You got 3 more to do here in the District of Columbia. Game on, right? We got a slider. In any event, you also have done a lot from a charitable perspective, too. You've helped arts organizations, education organizations, and others to bring relief to whatever distress they may be experiencing. So, again, I want to thank you all for coming to D.C. I want to thank you for everything that you all have done. We look forward to working with you. And since we've used the baseball metaphor today, we'd love to have you go to a game. You know, we have what we think is probably the best team in Major League Baseball this year. Won more games than any other, right, Jack? Won more games than any other team last year, 98 and 64. They've improved the team. We think that this is the year. I'm not going to jinx them by saying it, but we think this is the year they're going to go a little bit further, maybe a lot further than they did last year. And we're going to hope that people will, you know, well, I guess it won't be ready in time for the World Series, will it? But it'll be ready in time for the playoffs in the years to come. So again, thank you all very much. This is a great day, and it's the first. I've been to a lot of groundbreakings, but I have never been to a sky breaking in my life. Thank you all.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Mayor. My team is about to pass out a little champagne. So if you get ready and prepare, we're going to have a toast in just a couple of quick minutes. As they do that, there's a line that I use very often when I talk about Cambria Suites. I live it and breathe it. My wife hears this line all the time. I get a little over the top about how passionate we are about this brand, and it's, can you feel it? Can you feel what's going on here today with this brand new destination, CityMarket at O, with the Cambria Suites, with Washington, D.C. As I referenced earlier in my presentation, we're ready not for a home run, but we're ready for a grand slam with this team that's up here on the stage today. So I'm pretty excited about that. And there's going to be 2 parts to this presentation. The second part will be very, very brief. Bishop Long has allowed us to go on the footsteps of his cathedral, and we're going to have, right after this celebration, this toast, we're going to our ambassadors are going to guide us over to Bishop Long's home, and we'll stand out there for the official skybrake. All right, here's what I'd like to do. The famous Duke Ellington is from this neighborhood, and Sean, as I said earlier, we're thrilled to be part of your neighborhood, sir, your mother's neighborhood who still lives here. Well, Duke Ellington once said, "A goal is a dream with a finish line." Milestone number 1 of that goal, we're experiencing it today. In spring of 2014, I'm waiting for that official finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to all of our partners up here today, a toast for all of you braving the cold weather. Hear, hear. All right. Duke Ellington also said, You don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what we're going to do.
Chuck Brown, what?
I'm going to give you a vision of the future. But I got to have this neighborhood hear us tonight. So Bishop Lodge, if you could help us count down from 10, and the neighborhood's got to hear us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll let it ride with a little swing from 10, and then I'm going to have you cut and then watch closely from behind me a vision of what's to come. 10, 9, everybody. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go! The Cambria Suites, Washington, D.C. That's the look into the future. And come out and join us in spring of 2014 for that vision to become a reality.